What up, nigga?
Excuse me?
Chill out, I'm not a cop. Just in town for the night. Me and my boys looking to get our freak on.
Turn it up. Sweet chin music and I won't pass the oxide.
Dude, I studied like ologies and all that stuff, like doctors, lawyers, or
I can blow you cause I am kinda gay. I am kind of gay. You can blow me, I'm gay.
Haven't had ass in 3 days. Water supply is going down. It's getting cold.
We have two CEOs at Oracle. One's name is Safra Katz, and she was born in Israel. So again, we love the country of Israel, and we'll do everything we can to support the country of Israel.
you gave my mother a letter, you piece of shit.
I wanna jizz, I'm gay. I'll fuck a guy, I'm gay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But they think you're stupid. They will misrepresent and say that I am now a National Socialist, National Socialist Workers Party. That is absolutely not true.
So, Dr. Kennedy here, he's the guy. He's Tylenol. If you take Tylenol while you're pregnant, your child will come out. It will not be able to wipe itself. It will not be able to speak. It will not be able to go on a date. It will not be able to eat a pizza. It will not be able to do anything. It'll scream like an orc from the Battle of Helm's Deep, Lord of the Rings, where the orcs came from hell.
The Hitler mustache, and it was very interesting. I could tell you it had a wild effect on women. I thought they were about to start throwing their panties at me. And they didn't know why. They were looking at me because most modern women, even young ones, don't really even know what Hitler is. But they in the back of their head, they know what it is. So they got a guy with, kind of Lex Luthor meets Adolf Hitler looks, blue eyes, and they just didn't know what to do. They're like melting.
The police will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording, watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
It's cultural swine, bitch. Now where's the blow?
Yo, what is good? Back for another episode, Cultural Swine. Welcome in. We're doing video now. I'll start showing my fucking face on the screen. And I will also be wearing these sunglasses most of the time because I don't need this fucking camera tracking my goddamn eyesight. I don't need Palantir and Peter Thiel tracking my fucking eyesight. Maybe I'll take them off every now and then, get my Huberman sun. But yeah, so it's Monday. Not much not much has been happening since those 3 huge events that we had. I mean, there has been shit. There's like 2 more shooters yesterday, but I didn't even look into it. It's not worth it. It's just really not worth it. I think there was one in North Carolina and there was another one in Michigan. I don't even know. I didn't look into it at all. The media, already saying they're MAGA Mormons and shit. So we'll see. I saw it happen and I immediately just shut the fucking laptop and said, I'm not looking into that shit. We haven't even got to the bottom of the Charlie Kirk shit. We're already getting this. I think someone literally crashed into a fucking church and then started shooting. I think like 10 people got hurt. The church started on fire. I have no clue. something weird. And then another event happened, and I was like, all right, that's enough. That's enough for the week, I guess. I mean, not much else has happened with the Charlie Kirk shit either. You know, the official narrative is still getting pushed that the Tyler Robinson was a lone shooter of some sort, or it's Trantifa, which it could have been Trantifa. I think that's more probable than, you know, a lone shooter that just took an opportunity, an opportunist who took the opportunity to shoot Charlie Kirk, because he had that option, and he was skilled enough to do that, I guess. But I don't even believe that a bullet or a gunshot wound is what killed him. I'm pretty sure it was that little device on his shirt. So, and yeah, so I don't know. I think his wife's sketchy too. I think she's a spook. I think she has ties to intelligence. I know her mom does. Ties to Israeli intelligence. I mean, I can read this one thing, and then we're gonna stop talking about Charlie Kirk and all these fucking mass killing events and these tragic events that just keep on happening. Just false flag events. Just trying to stir us up so they can all do shit behind the scenes because they're, you know, two wings of the same bird. But I saw this Substack post, and here, I'm going to skip the part where she's talking shit about the journalist Ian Miles Cheong, that like fucking retarded Pacific Islander faggot. That's just, you know, he's one of the official narrative story pushers. He's just pushing it full-heartedly, full force, and you know, who do you think's paying him? I don't know. I don't need to make accusations, but probably the people that just acquired TikTok. But let's read this. So all right. So this says, gosh, it'll be a real shame when the world finally looks into all the troubling offshore investments and business ties to those clearly associated with Turning Point USA, Singapore, Malaysia, Caymans, BVI, China, Israel, Australia, UK, Netherlands, etc. David Bloomberg from the Turning Point USA Advisory Board, Checkpoint Solutions Technologies, Nadav Zafrir, Unit 8200 Commander. Unit 8200 was an intelligence group that was working with Mossad and the Israeli government. I forgot what I think they either turned into or were created from Carbine 9/11, which was another intelligence group in Israel. And the institutional investment manager of the Bronfman family office immediately comes to mind. Charles Bronfman, and that whole family is kind of responsible for the whole Seagram's distillery and alcohol business. Let's go. And when the world finally learns that Sean McGuire, Sequoia Capital, Roloff, Botha, PayPal, and Josh Wolf, Lux Capital, Cerberus, Carlyle Group, Santa Fe Institute, Lauren Taylor Wolf are in bed with Hamutal, Meridor, Unit 8200, Likud, Palantir, Israel, Offer, Ban Elan, Raphael Defense Systems, Iron Dome, and InQtel CIA at Kella Technologies. Meanwhile, Hamutal's father, Dan Meridor, was the Israeli Minister of Intelligence and Atomic Energy, and a senior leader of Likud. Erika Kirk's father was chairman of the Raytheon Israel Iron Dome. Crazy. Read that again. Erika Kirk's father was chairman of Raytheon Israel, the Iron Dome. Was he in charge of the stand down order on October 7th, if there was one? Maybe. Erika now controls Turning Point USA. Kella Technologies expects to complete with American DoD and Pentagon contracts with American defense contractors. And Hamutal's uncle, Salai Meridor, was chairman of the World Zionist Organization, chairman of Jewish Agency for Israel, and was involved in a 2006 ensuring the future of global Jewry. Secret planning meeting in Maryland, which also involved the heads of AIPAC, the ADL, Jewish Agency for Israel, AJC, etc. All right. So, I mean, that's crazy. I just wanted to go over that part where it says Erika Kirk's father, literally the chairman of fucking the Israeli Raytheon division, which is essentially the Iron Dome and basically just their whole defense department. And I don't know, it's a little sketchy given her whole background with not only those ministries in Romania that locals were saying kids were just going missing that were at those ministries, and they were turning up at places like the UK, Israel, and private islands. I wonder where those are. Where are the files? It's just weird that those accusations were made and no one ever knew about them, given that they're trying to arrest the Tate brothers in Romania for the same charges, which they never found any evidence for. But there's evidence of someone else that's doing that over there that now we're finding out about. I also think it's weird that, you know, just the fashion industry in general and the pageant industry in general is just not a good look. Erika Kirk was never involved in that until she started working for Trump. And then she meets Charlie Kirk, probably through an interview set up by Trump. So it's just it's just not making sense. Her whole, you know, bullshit story and all these speeches that she's just given she's supposed to be a grieving mother and a widow. You know, she seems ecstatic to be the new CEO of Turning Point USA, a $500 million company and organization. I mean, she's been doing podcast rounds, but she's supposed to be grieving. She gave her little theatrical speech at the memorial, which is insane. I mean, there's this really funny video. I don't know how I'm going to show it on here. Maybe I can just show my phone screen, but I thought it was fucking hilarious. All right, so, and it's gonna, yeah, I know. Yeah, you can't see that. So it's basically a video of I think this is Batista, the WWE star. It's him coming out at one of the WWE events, just fucking hyped up with his belt, just fucking firecrackers going off, just celebrating. Everyone's cheering, and the meme says Erika Kirk at the memorial service. I thought it was funny. But yeah, that's enough Charlie Kirk talk. Let's talk about something else. This shit's out of hand now. It doesn't make any sense. I'll just I'll be a good little boy and listen to Cross-Eyed Patel, Cross-Eyed Pajit. I saw that Kamala Harris is coming around on the timeline again. She looks more drunk than ever. But I saw her daughter was also making the rounds, Ella Emhoff. Just a vile looking person, objectively vile looking creature. But she was making the rounds on social media, on the timelines and the algorithm, because she was signed to a modeling agency called IMG. And if I can pull this up, I wish I can. I mean, I'll probably post these pictures for the episode so you can see what she looks like. But if you can see that, that is Ella Emhoff right there. Here's one picture of her where you can, let me see if I can. You can clearly, I mean, it's not, I know it's a little dark, or I mean, a little bright, but you can see she clearly has armpit hair in this picture. Kind of looks like Leah Thomas. And then here's another. Yeah, that's a beautiful woman right there. I'll post the pictures. But she signs to Ella Emhoff, the stepdaughter of Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris, probably the most infertile human being in the world, given she had to fuck so much on her way up. But Ella Emhoff, the stepdaughter of Kamala Harris, recently signs to top modeling agency IMG. What are my thoughts? I mean, it goes, what are your thoughts on this? Well, I mean, it's typical of the atmosphere of modern society, but she's a disgusting looking person. She's a vile creature. This looks like I said, Leah Thomas, and everyone's so fucked up on SSRIs, which should be called school shooter RIs. School shooter RIs. That's what they should be called. And they're all fucked up on their hormones and whatnot. Their diets are, disgusting. They prefer Cheerios over eggs because heart disease will kill you from eggs. Shit like that. So yeah, what are my thoughts? Disgusting. That's a huge problem with America at the moment. It's because people like that get signed to top modeling agencies now, and top modeling companies. When it used to be, like the Victoria's Secret models, or OG people. We all know models. They would never put something like Lizzo or Ella Emhoff or any other creature like that in front of you or on the face of any modeling company. It just wouldn't have happened. That's not modeling, and it is an industry just like fashion, which sucks now too. Just like any entertainment or art industry at this point. Art, music, fashion, modeling, film, writing, all this shit. It's all going down the drain because, well, we have no sense of what beauty even means. It's become a subjective topic, which means that if beauty is subjective, that means everyone kind of has an opinion on what's beautiful because, well, if something's subjective to you, no one can really tell you you're wrong because it's subjectivity. It's what's beautiful to you, what you find beautiful. But that's just the wrong way to look at beauty, and it's kind of just retarded because beauty is objective. We see something beautiful, it's objectively beautiful. Everyone can agree. Just like good music, like whether you like the genre or not, good music is good music, and everyone can agree that when they hear a really good song, whether they like that band, artist, genre, whatever, you can agree it's good music. It's objective. When you see a beautiful woman, like a Victoria's Secret model before the pigs like Lizzo came around and Ozempic came around, they were beautiful, in shape, skinny, thin models. They had the modeling body. They're beautiful. It's like something that God gave you that's objectively beautiful, and it's like it should be cherished. And when something's objectively beautiful, it's when you view something higher than yourself. That's the only way something can be beautiful, is you view it higher than yourself. Otherwise, you're just worshiping something on the same level, and you would never aspire to do better things. Like, that's what beauty's job is to do. It's to inspire whoever's viewing it. And if it's not viewed as above you and high, almost on a higher level or plane than you, then it's not beautiful. Beauty is supposed to inspire. You got to view something that's beautiful as something higher than yourself, so you're inspired to do something even greater. That's why the Renaissance was amazing, because they had beauty everywhere. They were just, the Renaissance era was just full of beautiful art and beautiful things, and that's why that's why the people during the Renaissance, even though they already had so much beautiful things, built even more beautiful things than what they already had, because they were inspired by the beauty. They fucking walked up to a cathedral and they're like, holy fuck. They're like, that's fucking beautiful. And then they thought to themselves, well, humans built this cathedral, which means I could build something just as beautiful, if not more beautiful, because I'm also human. So that's what I thought about that. Ella Emhoff is disgusting. And it's the same thing with Hollywood. They shove fucking Zendaya down your throat like she's the most beautiful thing walking around Hollywood in the entertainment and film industry. How? She's not. What the fuck are we saying here? Come on. What the fuck are we saying? You could say the same thing about Sweeney too. I know she's got big old tatas, okay? But dude, I can walk down to Whole Foods right now. I could literally go to Whole Foods right now, walk in there, grab a 6-pack, and during that time, I can find you 5 to fucking 10 people that would blow Zendaya's, Sweeney's, and anyone else they're shoving down our throat in Hollywood in a matter of 10 minutes. I could go down to U of A right now and find you fucking 100 Sweeney's, with good genes, I mean, even that's not like the most beautiful person walking around that industry, but they don't want to show you that. They want to destroy the idea of beauty, because when you can destroy the idea of beauty, then you can make people a little docile, retarded, essentially cattle. That's why architecture is going down the drain too. We don't build cathedrals. They tell us, oh, we built the Washington Monument, and we built all these beautiful buildings in DC and everywhere else. That it's like, we built those, or did we stumble upon these? Because why can't we build them anymore? It's like, build it again if you guys actually build these types of buildings. I don't think they know how to. I think they're too fucking retarded to. I think they just claim something they stumbled upon. And well, if we were still building things like the Washington Monument, or that thing that's in St. Louis, that arc, or any of these other beautiful architectural structures, if we were still building those, our art would be great. Like music, film, all the different types of art would be great in the United States. Models would be hot. They wouldn't be fat fucking pigs shoving bananas in their pussies on stage like Lizzo does, and she forces her team to do. So yeah, I don't know. I think that maybe it's a plan. Destroy their idea of beauty, make it subjective so there's no objective truth, and then turn them into fucking retards that build rectangles with no windows, and they think that's advanced. I mean, we're closer to hunter-gatherers than what we teach kids in schools were the hunter-gatherers. The ones that were, around probably building the pyramids and Stonehenge and all those things. So, all right. What else do we got? I mean, look at our first ladies. I mean, finally we got one that's, kind of hot. Hold on, who's here? Sorry. You got Melania. Well, I mean, yeah, at least we got something that's like objectively pleasing to look at, for a first lady. Given, like Barbara Bush was probably a dude, and Michelle Obama, I mean, I've said it how many times, Big Mike. It's even funnier, like, if you have a girlfriend, think to yourself, have you ever called your girlfriend by like another name, not even just another name, like a dude's name? Well, Obama twice on camera has slipped up and called his husband Michael. And, it could just be a slip, a little Freudian slip. But, when you look like she's, when she's got the built of someone entering the NFL Combine, and he's slipping up calling her Michael, she's dancing on the stage at Ellen with something swinging around between her legs that looks like maybe a third one. You start thinking to yourself, honestly, who the chef that drowned in that 3-foot puddle of water, you got to think. I don't even think Obama was the man that fucking killed him. I think the bigger man in the couple had to take care of business, I mean, those traps are huge. Shoulder shrugs and farmer carries all day that Michelle Obama is doing. But I don't know. And then you got Barbara Bush, yeah, dude. And then if you look at the first ladies of the United States just through history, look at them. They're fucking disgusting. You had Nancy Reagan. She was, I guess, pretty good. And then whoever was married to JFK, if he was married or running around with him, he always had a baddie. But other than that, you don't find much. And then you look at Macron. I mean, you got Brigitte saying they're going to deliver evidence, medical evidence proving that she's a woman, but they're going to do it privately. It's like, nah, you got to do that shit publicly. You either pull your pants down and show us what's between those legs, or in court with Candace there, and each side should have a doctor examine it, not just Brigitte's side, and then we'll, decide if we think you're a dude or a woman. But at the moment, it's looking like you're a dude and likely the father of the person you're married to. Brigitte, disgusting. I mean, not only is Candace going so hard in the Charlie Kirk investigation, but she's literally at the same time battling lawsuits with the fucking president and first man of France, because they don't want to admit that Brigitte groomed. There's a little coyote outside running around. They don't want to admit that she groomed her husband when he was 14, and she was in her 30s or 40s. And well, it's also likely that she didn't just groom some random kid, but she, transitioned to a female, which is impossible. It's a fallacy. But after transitioning to a female, she groomed her son, who has no clue that he just married his dad. That's a dude. And you wonder why France is going down the fucking drain. Oh, God. But yeah, we finally got something that's, at least aesthetically pleasing to look at for a first lady. Melania, shout out. It sucks that, she came from the Epstein circle, and that's how she met Trump, likely. But, let bygones be bygones. But, maybe we should ask her what's going on with the files. I bet she can give us a lot more about Epstein, or what's going on with those files, or what was going on with just the whole, circle of Epstein in general. You should ask her. I mean, she's the one that was probably trafficked by him and, given to Donald Trump to, wife. But I don't know. All right. Let's see. I don't know what's happening with Theo Von, too. That shit's weird. He's coming out about Israel and whatnot, kind of, tweeting free Palestine. Here, let's just go to his. So what happened? Theo Von was recording a special for Netflix, and apparently he was just absolute bombing. He couldn't remember his jokes. There were multiple times where he would stop a joke or forget what he was supposed to say, go back to whoever the producers were or whoever's backstage, figure out what he's supposed to say, and then go back out and finish the joke, because it's being filmed for a special. So he's got to land these jokes. And I guess that was happening. Apparently he looked very exhausted. There's a video of him after, taking pictures with fans, saying he's had a rough month. He's just trying not to take his own life, which is crazy, given if you've ever listened to his podcast or any podcast with Theo or know anything about him, he's had problems with addiction and, these types of thoughts. But he's also someone that's been very vocal about what's going on in Gaza. That's been going on for 2 years. He says things like free Palestine. He doesn't go too hard. He's had people come on his show to defend Israel. He's also had people come on his show to defend Gaza, and he's come to the conclusion that it's probably not good what Israel has done to Gaza. And if you can't, at least entertain that idea, then you need to reevaluate who you're loyal to and what your morals are. And you should reevaluate if those morals are capable of coexisting in this country, to be honest, given we have to fund it all. And given the country that you're loyal to is only 70 years old, and it was founded on violence and immorality. But let's go to this. So I'm going to start with Milo's tweet, because Milo tweeted, I think Milo was at the show, if I'm right. Milo Neonopoulos, the fag that is trying to, trying to give himself conversion therapy and not be a fag anymore. But he was one of the OG gay conservatives. He was one of the first people canceled. I think he's a Zionist, though, so we'll see. I don't know. He tweeted, let's see. Mm-hmm. Damn it. These people are on Twitter all fucking day, bro. You have to go back. You have to scroll through fucking hundreds of tweets that are literally made yesterday. Okay, here we go. So this was yesterday. Theo Von interrupted his own set something like 10 times last night, either to disappear backstage for 30 seconds or to ask a producer the punchline to his own joke. He was exhausted, anxious, and clearly under the influence. It took him 6 tries to get through one anecdote. Okay. And then let's go to, people on Reddit too are just going off about Theo Von's performance. I guess people were leaving, but if you're on Reddit, if you're one of these Redditors always talking shit anonymously, you're just a fucking faggot. You're just a pussy. And usually whatever they have to say is either paid for, so they're just a mouthpiece for another entity trying to spread propaganda, or they're just some fucking loser that has nothing else to do. That's boosted up, wearing a mask, and masturbating all day because they can't will up the fucking confidence to even go talk to someone of the opposite sex. So Redditors are just fucking little pussies, essentially little creatures in basements. When the lights come on, they fucking scurry around and screech. But other than that, all they do is talk shit about people that, have way more money than them, have way more success, and usually are in a position that they themselves want to be in, but don't have any of the necessary skills to get there. Redditors are fucking fags. When you're talking shit behind a fucking anonymous account, you're just a little pussy. Little pussy. So let me see if I bookmarked the video of him. I hate wearing these fucking headphones. I don't think I saved it. That sucks. All right, so here's the.
I don't know what to tell you about that, man. I'm having a long month. I'm trying not to take my own life. So I just want to get these fucking.
So that's what he said to his fans after the show. And then people are online talking shit about him. Like, aren't these the same people of the left that are supposed to be, body positive and, very kind to the mentally ill? We're not supposed to offend people. Nah, they're the most fucking, violent assholes in the world at the moment. But they mask themselves as some fucking, representation of what it means to be kind and moral. And when we go to Theo, I'll read some of his tweets recently because, why would he be under this much stress? Well, he's a great comedian. There's got to be a reason for this stress and why he might have relapsed or why he might be thinking about killing himself. They want to shove narratives down your fucking gullet, just like you're in fucking public school again. But you got to think, is it the same people that want to push the official narrative of the Charlie Kirk assassination when really maybe it was the greatest ally? Maybe the greatest ally was, pressuring Theo Von to stop talking about what he was talking about and stop giving his opinions. Maybe that was something. Maybe. It seems to be a pattern that people are starting to notice more and more every day. So this is what happened. I'm going to play this clip and then we'll get into it. So,
Well, you can see the situation in Gaza is becoming more and more catastrophic. And while everyone keeps focusing on recognition of Palestine, which, in itself, there's so many problems with just recognizing a state of Palestine, because they're recognizing the state of Palestine with all these conditions that have to be met. But the recognition doesn't come with justice. And the recognition doesn't come with any form of plan for what we do about the disastrous humanitarian crisis going on in Gaza. And what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to get politicians, one, to understand the gravity of the situation in Gaza. We have 1 million children who are being starved to death. A quarter of the population are at stage 5 famine, which means that 4 out of every 10,000 children die a day at stage 5 famine, 2 out of every 10,000 adults. When you reach stage 5 famine, food isn't enough. Because if you give people food at that stage, they could get things like refeeding syndrome, and that could cause arrhythmias and heart attacks, and it could kill them. So you don't just need an increase in aid, you need an increase of medical workforce. You need a reconstruction of infrastructure that stops things like communicable diseases that are spreading now in Gaza. And politicians are so, concerned with recognizing a Palestinian state and not upsetting the United States that they completely have lost focus on the real humanitarian situation in Gaza. And
all right, so that was Dr. Mo speaking on Gaza, and I don't really know who Dr. Mo is, but I just came across this because Theo Von commented on this with, breaking heart emojis and saying free Palestine. And then you have someone like Laura Loomer, who literally was Larry Loomer at one point in his life, a flaming fucking Zionist. The one that's been screaming false flag events are gonna definitely happen, and it's gonna be Al Qaeda that's responsible for them. Kind of like 9/11 immediately. It was fucking the Taliban. It was, whatever terrorist organization was propped up by the administration at the time. So always blame it's weird that these Zionists always blame after a huge, mass killing event or a false flag event. They immediately know who did it, and they claim it was the known rivals and enemies of Israel. Immediately, those are the people that do everything. And then once, once enough people believe that horse shit, well, they will give Israel the right, and even the U.S. the right, and their consent to go and fucking decimate the country, go decimate the people, civilians, women, children. And they'll say, well, the terrorists embed themselves with those civilians, and so they have a right to kill them. And then you go, well, aren't you just making more terrorists when you blow up people's families in front of them? And they go, well, that's just war. And then what happens? We have to take in all these fucking refugees who have ideologies and religions that can't coexist with, the Constitution and the religion and morals of the United States. We got to take all those refugees in that we, because we destroyed their country, and then Israel takes none of them because they're known enemies, but Israel gets to go and now take over the country that the refugees came from and live there for themselves and expand, while we get our fucking laws and culture degraded by what we have to, now bring into our country, given our support for Israel is non-negotiable. And so this was the response from Larry Loomer, who's just, look this person up too. I mean, I think I might actually rather fuck Ella Emhoff than Laura Loomer, Pinocchio mouthpiece for Israel, who was a dude, but keeps changing its face every time, people start calling her out, let's say. Just disgusting, objectively vile looking creature. She goes, no, Theo, Israel has not scarred what it means to be human. Hamas did that. If you care about Gaza so much, maybe you can go to Gaza and ask Hamas to free Gaza from Hamas. See how that works out for you. Okay. And then this person responded to Laura saying this. So I don't expect Laura Loomer to know this, but telling Theo Von to go to Gaza while Israel blocks everyone from entering is peak comedy. Check CNN, including Clarissa Ward. A flotilla is sailing now to break the siege. Only Zionist influencers get in, as IDF embeds you idiot. So yeah, you can't even go to Gaza to see what's going on because Israel won't let you see what they're doing there because, well, they need our support. And that just brings me to like the takeover of what should I say, of TikTok. So TikTok was just bought out, and who bought it, right? It wasn't China. Even though I'd much rather TikTok be Chinese spyware than Israel spyware. It was so weird to see Netanyahu give a speech like very recently, and one of the lines of that speech was, every iPhone in the world has a piece of Israel in it. Now, I don't know what the fuck that means. I have no clue what the fuck Netanyahu meant by saying every iPhone, every Apple device has a piece of Israel in it. And then you think about, the microphone on Charlie Kirk's shirt, or the pagers that were intercepted and then sent back to Hamas that blew up. And you go, what the fuck do you mean by that? And then you go to like places like, or you go look into companies like ExpressVPN, which is supposed to be like a private, virtual private network, and one that's literally advertised on all the biggest podcasts in the United States. And you're told to believe that that shit's supposed to protect you in your privacy. But then you look into the company and you find out that it's Israeli owned. And you go, well, that's weird too. So what does Netanyahu mean when he says there's a piece of Israel in every iPhone? I mean, they're watching you jerk off to whatever gets your rocks off. They're watching you, they're watching you go places during the day. You're seeing your patterns, your behavior, what you like, where you like to shop, what you like to eat. They're just building a whole little profile on you, maybe. I have no clue. And you think that, oh, I bought ExpressVPN. I'm good. I can really, I can finally not be concerned about losing my privacy, and I can have my privacy protected. And then little do you know, they're just watching you fucking wank one to Pizza Boy finds hot MILF in the stuck in the washing machine or stuck in the dishwasher. It's hilarious. So they know everything you like, and you don't even know that they're watching. And then you find out that, like, well, Wi-Fi has this weird characteristic where not only you can connect to the internet, but people can use Wi-Fi to monitor moving bodies within a building or a house that has Wi-Fi. So if you can get onto that Wi-Fi, you can use that Wi-Fi and not be in the building, but you can view moving things within the house. So somehow Wi-Fi has like this weird capability to notice and portray what's in what room, who's moving, what's moving, how many people are in a room, etc. So think about if you were like some type of special operations group, like a group of SEALs, like SEAL Team 6 or some Delta Force group, and you're going to take out an enemy. And you are, outside the building that the enemy's in, and, you're being secret, and you connect to the Wi-Fi. You can now use that to see how many people are in the building, where the target is in the house, where people are specifically at, and then, well, you can use that to carry out the operation. So think about, like, you said something bad against the government, or tweeted something, you tweeted something offensive, or you said retard or fag or something, and your social credit score has gone too low, and now they got to come get you. Well, they can just secretly, kind of come up to your house, and without you even knowing that they're there, find out where you are in the house through the Wi-Fi, and take you out or grab you and drag you away. I don't know. It's a little sketchy. All right. Let's see. All right. Oh yeah. Talking about the TikTok takeover. I forgot what my train of thought was. But yeah, Larry Ellison took over TikTok, which I've already explained who Larry Ellison is many times. He is ex-CIA when he was, publicly and acknowledged as a CIA agent, and within that agency, he was in control of the AI division of the CIA, and their AI company was Oracle. That's what it was called. And given that it was against the Constitution to have a private CIA AI division, he stepped down from the CIA and resigned. So, meaning he doesn't work there anymore, and started his own private legal AI company which he didn't even change the name. He just called it the same name, Oracle. And Oracle is the one that's, I've already said this, he's basically running that huge data center in Abilene, Texas. That's like $500 million. So, or $500 billion maybe. So he's not a good guy, and he's a flaming Zionist. I think you'll hear some of the clips that he's said in the intro and outro I add to this episode. But he's not a good guy. And I mean, I think he's more of an Israel first person. I don't think he serves the people, given the CIA uses its own tactics on U.S. citizens. But he's the one that bought TikTok. And that's the one he's going to be controlling it now. You know, we were told it was Chinese spyware, but the CIA agents are spies, and now a ex-CIA spook who's a Zionist now owns TikTok, and everyone's worried, but they tell you it's for our own safety. But now real spies own TikTok, and so I deleted all my account and all my data from there. Fuck that app. But he doesn't. I mean, I'll tell you what else he owns real quick. Let me see. I hope I saved it. All right, so damn. All right, let me look it up. All right, so this comes from Michael Schellenberger. The man behind the digital ID push is Larry Ellison, owner of Oracle, CBS, CNN, and soon TikTok. He wants data centralization and total surveillance. Citizens will be on their best. I think I put this in this clip in the intro, but I'll read this quote. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly watching and recording everything that's going on. So citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly watching and recording what's going on. And now, I mean, he owns CBS, CNN, TikTok, and Oracle. What does that tell you? He controls the media. And what have humans said for our whole existence about power and controlling what people think, say, and know? If you own the media, you own minds. If you own the media, you own the people. So it's crazy. And he's pushing the digital ID, which if humans agree to this digital ID bullshit, that's the end of any privacy. That's the end of maybe even being able to think for yourself. That will be the most important step for the powers that be to implement social credit score and essentially become what China has already created. So, I mean, it's insane. So, I would get off TikTok. If you don't care, then you've probably gotten all your boosters. You complied during the whole entire COVID scandal. You do what you're told, and you're no different than cattle. If you don't care about this and it doesn't matter to me, well, it will matter to you one day. Oh, I'm not going to have kids because I'm just a nihilistic piece of shit. Okay, maybe you don't want kids. That's okay. But it'll still affect you in one way or another. Maybe you said something they don't like. Now you can't buy milk, or now you can't get on the train. Now you can't travel. And just think about self-driving cars. It's all about convenience. That's what they give us, because that's the easiest way for people to give up their freedoms. What happened with 9/11? TSA was created, and now it's for our own safety, but it takes away our privacy or more of it, and encroaches on our right to that privacy, and it's in the name of safety. But I mean, would you rather not be responsible for your own safety and being a healthy, fit human being, strong-minded, strong-bodied, and take your own safety into your hands and own responsibility? Or would you rather, be comfortable and, be given convenience in exchange for your freedom? That's something you got to ask yourself. I mean, people are just so fucking scared of, not having the government there to coddle them when something happens. That's why you got to be fit, be healthy, be smart, do your own research. It's hard. It takes effort, but then you have your freedom. But if you want to, live comfortable and, you want to be a fucking fat pig and you want to, live in a world that is characteristic of only convenience, then give up your freedom. Give up your, let them pat you down and, grab your dick when you're trying to get on a plane and travel to see family. Let them see everything that you say. Let them even, kind of see what you're thinking. Let them, be in control of where your travel, like self-driving cars. Like I said, it's another safety versus convenience thing, right? Because, well, humans crash cars all the time. People die all the time from car accidents and things of the like. It's a very dangerous activity. It's a lot of responsibility to give people a driver's license and let them all go out into the world and travel and drive for themselves. People die every year. It's something that can't be eradicated. It's just an inevitable consequence of this new technology that humans created, cars, and that's something we all have to accept. And well, if you don't want any deaths from car accidents and you don't want any risk or no responsibility of that risk, then, well, hand over your fucking freedom to travel whenever you want, drive whenever you want, go wherever you want in a car, and give that freedom up to the government and just take a self-driving car everywhere. But once you give that freedom up to drive for yourself, that car is controlled. It's an electric car. That car can be controlled to go wherever the government wants it to go. And also, it can be controlled in a way that if you want to travel, the government can say, no, you tweeted that thing yesterday against Israel. You can't travel today. We're not going to let you. You're going to have to wait. You're suspended from traveling. And you're going to think to yourself, damn, I wish I fucking never gave up my right to drive because I could just leave right now. But now you're just going to give the government the ability to control where you go because self-driving cars don't kill anyone. And so we've figured out that whole problem. But what do we give up in exchange? Freedom. Just like TSA pats you down and, sticks their thumb up your butt and grabs your balls to make sure you don't have any fucking nicotine on you. Make sure you don't have a fucking battery in your bag. It's for your safety, just like the self-driving cars. We'll send a car over to your house when we think that it's safe to, or when we think you've met our requirements for how to speak on our greatest allies. We'll let you drive when we think you're ready. Or we'll send over a car when we think it's been enough time for you to think about your actions. And then you can travel. Well, should never give up the right to drive. People die. That's a consequence of technology. We know this. We accept that, that responsibility and that consequence. And, it's always going to be freedom over convenience, in my opinion. But we have about 10 minutes left on this episode. Then I'm going to jump over on the Patreon. So I'm going to be doing an extra hour each week, usually on Monday when I record the public episode. Sometimes it might be on another day throughout the week, but there will be another hour long or so episode each week. It'll be on the Patreon. It's going to be behind a paywall. So there's different tiers on the Patreon I created. And each tier, has, more bonus content, extra shit. Tier 1's like uncut full episodes from the public episodes when I do cut them, which is rare. And then like the tiers above that, you get like everything from the tier before. and then you get even more. So another tier is like you'll have an extra audio episode a week, and then a tier above that, extra video episode a week, as well as the audio episode. And then like the highest tier, I'll do live streams if I can get members signing up and subscribing to those tiers. I'll do live streams, Q&As. I'll let people come on the show or call in, and they can be a guest. And things like that. So if you want to hear, extra episodes each week and get some, more content, if you enjoy the show, just head over to the Patreon and, subscribe to a tier and, enjoy the extra shit, I guess. But we'll stay on this episode for about 10 more minutes. Let's see what we got. Before I talk about that, all right. So I guess I've been watching some shit recently. I think I've seen some good shit actually. Film and art in general, like I said earlier, just kind of fell off the fucking, wagon in America. But Ari Aster, the guy who wrote Midsommar and Hereditary, movies like that, wrote Eddington as well, and I just finally got around to watching Eddington, the one with Joaquin Phoenix and Pedro Pascal, regarding the whole COVID era. It's like a psychological thriller, but it's set in the era of COVID, and it's like it represents what was going on during COVID, and then it's a movie, so they have the whole psychological aspect to it as well. But it was, I mean, there are some funny parts. I think I also put a clip from the movie in the outro. When this kid, here, I'm just going to play it. It's so funny. All right. Let's see.
But right now we're playing at maybe being like white critical. Maybe we're white traitors, but the goal is to be white abolitionists, and that means actually
changing institutions, dismantling whiteness, and not allowing whiteness to reassert itself. But we're pretty much light years away from that. Are you fucking retarded? What the fuck are you talking about? You're white.
Yeah, so I don't know. That was just hilarious. I was like this kid that, joined this fucking radicalized lefty group that was protesting the George Floyd murder in the movie. And basically it's a dude that gets no pussy, and he's trying to, finally get him some. And he thought the best way to do it, which you saw, I mean, among like every dude that voted for Kamala Harris or supported her, would do, which is embed yourself in these radicalized left wing groups of young people that are fucking programmed to be retards and do what they're told, and scream and shout when they hear something that's that goes against their worldview, which was programmed into them. But the guy, he's trying to explain this movement they're doing in this little New Mexico city where the movie takes place. I forgot what it's. Oh, Eddington. I'm retarded. He's explaining to his parents like what their goal is, and it's trying to abolish white people essentially. And yeah, you heard his dad goes, "Are you fucking?" It's a white kid too. I mean, most of the people in the group he's in are white, which is hilarious. So I thought Ari Aster nailed that shit. That was a hilarious scene. Are you fucking retarded? You're white. But in general, it was really good. It is a little confusing if you don't pay attention. It's long, but it was definitely worth $10 to rent it. I couldn't see it in theaters for some reason, but it was fire. I don't want to give too much away, but it goes over what happened in COVID, and it's pretty fucking good at representing the fucking psychotic behavior that was created directly from the whole COVID scam and the COVID narrative and the propaganda that was shoved down our throats once again. So if you haven't seen it yet, go watch that, and also watch his other films. I've gone over his background. He is a I don't need to say it, adjacent white, but he's written some great shit. You know, go watch Midsommar. Go watch The Wicker Man first, and that's what kind of Midsommar was kind of inspired by. So watch Wicker Man, then watch Midsommar. If you like horror films, go watch Hereditary, and then watch Eddington. It's pretty fucking good. I'll give him that. Yeah, so I think that's gonna be it though. I'm gonna go over to the Patreon now. So if you want to fucking hear extra episodes and extra content, head over to the Patreon, subscribe. It's patreon.com/culturalswinemedia. Later.
There you are, Mr. Netanyahu! Just who do you think you are? Killing thousands and flattening neighborhoods, then wrapping yourself in Judaism like it's some shield from criticism.
Because y'all pieces of shit should have had our backs when we were down, and if you don't, fuck you, we're bombing everybody.
Bitch, lost soul, son, oh, and I know it. Fucking with them old boss, you gon' get fucked over. Bitch, lost soul, son, oh, and I know it. Fucking with them old boss, you gon' get fucked over.
You met a woman off an app who's 19 and she's trying to pay her college loans. You know, you're gonna go eat her ass later in a Hyatt.
What are you doing?
Good.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
I heard you don't like me.
No, I like you, but I'm the same.
You little black bitch.
I gotta be a black bitch and you're a white motherfucking cocksucker.
But with Tylenol, don't take it. Don't take it.
The area in Romania where she was operating this ministry had a bunch of locals accusing these evangelical ministries of kidnapping children and trafficking them out of the country. These children were being found in the UK, in Israel, and were also being sent to undisclosed private islands. Locals demanded authorities look into it, but they never did. Now, Charlie Kirk really wanted the Epstein files released, but did his wife?
Truly cannot get over the fact that Benjamin Netanyahu's family name used to be Milikowski. His dad was born in Poland, and his dad's dad was born in what is now Belarus. No wonder they don't allow DNA testing in Israel.
Nationwide, about 60% of child sex trafficking victims are current or recent foster care kids. And all over the place, you can see headlines of foster parents who have been found to be pedophiles or involved in child sex trafficking.
You piece of shit! I'm knocking the fuck out of you, you little piece of garbage!
There's no reason to give a baby that's almost just born hepatitis B.
The goal is to be white abolitionists, and that means actually
changing institutions, dismantling whiteness, and not allowing whiteness to reassert itself. But we're pretty much light years away. Are you fucking retarded? What the fuck are you talking about? You're white.